So everyone, this is game number 1 of this best of 5. It is a ZVT going down on Nimbus. Spawning in the bottom left hand position, representing E-Stars, it is Botvinnik. And his opponent up to the top left, the red Zerg, playing for Team Acer, it's Bly. For some reason, sound and music got disabled, but they are re-enabled now, so everything in the world is fine and beautiful. So this is looking good. Mecha TV, to answer your question, which headphones these are Logitech headphones, actually. They are very, very nice ones, though. I've forgotten what they're called, actually, exactly, but they're something good. Anyway, Botvinnik versus Bly here, and the winner of this best of 5 will earn their spot alongside Snoot, Scarlet, Nurtio, Bunny, and DMC in the Foreign Hope main event. $2,400 are up for grabs, and that simply means that everyone's going to get $. Now, in terms of openings, we've got a Rax into a gas coming down from Botvinnik. Meanwhile, Bly, he's just going to be going hatch first. Remember, Nimbus is a base. There is a base in your base. So I'm just going to be grabbing that quickly, and also up against Terran anyway. Going hatch first is hardly the most crazy thing you've ever seen. Still, just waiting to keep an eye on where these two go from here at the moment. Still just keeping a good look on everything that they're trying to do. Pool now on its way down. Meanwhile, over from Botvinnik, he's adding in the first Reaper. So probably going to go 2, maybe even 3 Reapers is quite common in Terran versus Zerg. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Unfortunately for Bly, didn't get the first scout. Just checking what's going to be going on. Meanwhile, keep looking around. Nothing too insane is on the move at the moment. Bly, not going to bring any gas. Instead, just going gasless for the moment, which again isn't crazy in any way up against the Terran player. I'm waiting to see, with keen interest, what Botvinnik's going to do next, though. Because that actually could be the big emotion. If he tries and holds off on getting a natural base, which he's not going to, he does now go down for it. He could have been going for some more pressure, but he's not. He's grabbing on that natural. No second Reaper, actually, only just going for the 1. So this is something which is a bit less common. It's not going to be leading on with further aggression. Instead, just going to be poking and prodding. This Reaper needs to be careful. Nearly gets caught, backs away. Not too much crazy there. But yeah, just keeping a good check on where these two are going for the moment. And both are just full on into macro mode. That is their destination. It'll be interesting to see whether or not it pays off. The pressure's really on for these two as well, remember, because there is only the 1 spot available in the Foreign Hope main event now. And one of them would have been playing for 5 hours and will get nothing. The other will make it through, will guarantee at least some prize money, up to quite a lot of prize money. And of course that means good times for them. This Overlord taking a couple of shots of damage, but will hide up on the top there. The barracks gonna just get lifted away. Sometimes you'll see this barracks actually come floating over, just to grant the vision, so that the Overlord can get poked down, but looks like not something that Botvinnik is a fan of. Instead, he's just adding in the Tech Lab as well as the Starport. So while there was only the 1 Reaper, still going to be looking to go into those Hellions, but more importantly, looking to go into Banshee off the back of that. That could be a really pressuring situation. So it'll be interesting to see how Bly deals with it. Still trying to keep a check on everything that they're doing. 2 extractors have been taken by Bly, although for the moment at least he's not using them. Didn't even start speed. He's got no gas income at all. Is now just transferring some of those drones through, so it is just a bit of a like timing as opposed to anything crazy. Bly, on the other hand, just waiting. Just want to check. See if he's going to do anything crazy. Hasn't scouted as of yet. This is a small problem for me. Can't see. He sees the Hellions coming out. So knows that there is, of course, the factory, but doesn't know about the Starport or the Tech Lab on it. Could be a bit of a problem for him, because if we look around, he's only got the Queens. He hasn't got any Spore Crawlers or anything like that. Cloak is being researched. The lair should be done in time, though, and some Overseers could get morphed just to grant that detection. But time is still very important. Queen's pushing forward. Just trying to force away those Hellions for now. Big thing they're doing though is denying a third base from Bly at the moment, and Bly isn't in an urgent need to get that third down because his opponent didn't go CC first, but he's going to want it relatively soon unless he's going to be getting very aggressive. And aggressive is something he could be doing. He's gone up to 3 gases, the Roach one is obviously on its way, so it's certainly plausible that he'll be gunning towards a big Roach timing push. So the Banshee has been spotted. The Overlord can see it, so of course those Spore Crawlers getting started. That grants the detection. That's predominantly the big win you get from getting those spores, as opposed to damage against the Banshee, although that's not exactly going to be completely unhelpful. A couple of drones getting taken down, but importantly, the Roach one has now been seen. Queen's doing a great job of actually forcing this Banshee away, getting pretty low on health. Second Banshee coming on through. This is going to be very effective against the Roaches too, because the Roaches themselves aren't going to be particularly effective up against Banshee. A couple of Hellions coming on through, trying to roast some of those drones. 4 worker kills so far, that number racking up slowly quicker. 6 workers in total, but loses all of the Hellions and the Reapers too. Bly though, not yet being able to start his third, is about to begin it now, assuming this Banshee doesn't kill off the drone. It's going to try to. Doesn't quite get it in time. Hatchery will get started. So nearly a good little win for Bly there, but didn't manage to pay off in the end. So the Roach count not crazy high. We do have Roach speed on its way. But more importantly, over on Botvinnik's side, he's got his third coming nicely. So he's actually ahead in terms of that third base timing compared to Bly. He's also got a decent number of Banshee out. He's gone back up to 2 again. And he's also pumping out a good amount of production facilities. He's going to have his 1-1 upgrades coming through too. And so with all of these things, he's actually getting a very well-rounded force and a very well-rounded position. Bly's supply is also slightly misleading because he's pumping out a lot of Roaches. His drone count is incredibly low. 41 drones at 10 minutes is minimal. And that really means that these Roaches have to do a lot of damage, but with the Banshees out, they've got limited usability. The Banshees can just start chipping away at them as they come across the map if they discover them, and there's not too much the Roaches can do about that. Add in the fact as well, there's Marauders and a tank, and actually, that's going to lead to a very tough way, or a very tough position for these Roaches to be able to achieve much. The tank wasn't siege though, so just going to come running up. These Roaches sniping down the Marauders very quickly, but still just too much damage overall. Will force back the Roaches. Not all of them were even there, if I'm not mistaken. More coming in from the flank. One of the tanks, or the tank, taking a lot of damage. But here comes the Banshee. The saviors of the day, the heroines of this fight. Gonna start working down these Banshee. Two Banshee chipping away at Roaches, deals a considerable amount of damage. Couple before the Roaches breach on through. A few more coming from the side, picking off a couple of SCVs. All in all, 7 workers killed so far. May get a couple more. Should be able to with these 4, but still, the Banshees getting some good damage down. Tunneling Claws on its way, but more importantly, a Spire. That's going to really help against these Banshee, getting a few Mutalisks out. Third base for Bly is now up and running. Up to 56 drones, which, let's not kid, is still low at this stage of the game, but he invested heavily in getting those Roaches down. Unfortunately for him, only did fractionally more damage than he took, and importantly, Botvinnik has had a better economy for quite a while now, and that means that this 4th is rather essential for Bly if he's going to make this work long term. This poor Queen going to have to burrow itself just to stay alive. The Hatch taking a lot of damage, but more Queens and that Overseer coming across means that not a chance that it's going to get taken down. Just a little bump in terms of the overall mining income. 1-1 melee attack as well as Zergling speed on its way, so Bly transitioning into a more transitional Zergling Mutalisk style play. Does still have these burrowed Roaches, which are going to be having a bit of a party. Can they sneak through anywhere? No, unfortunately not. The missile turret will spot them, and those 2 siege tanks will annihilate them. Checking round. Medevacs moving on forward. That tank gets a nice shot off, kills a Roach. Unfortunately, the Banshees have discovered the fact that there's the 4th base there, dealing some good damage. Scan will take down a lot of these creep tubers, which Bly's been doing a fantastic job of just spreading forward. Pretty solid actually overall. Queens edging on forward. Want to take down these Banshees before they take down the 4th. And they will be able to scare them back. Quick scan comes down. Allows these burrowed Roaches to take a good amount of damage, but they will survive. And of course, with Tunneling Claws, they regenerate up that health exceptionally quickly. Otherwise, Baneling Nest coming on through. 12 Mutalisks as well, having a bit of fun. Haven't been able to pick off these Banshee yet, but they are trying to harass where and wherever possible. Trying to take down that missile turret. It gets repaired up though, so the game will have to back out. Trying to catch Botvinnik off guard. Botvinnik though, able to take down that 4th base. Continues on harassment with this Banshee. Slowly chipping away wherever possible. Both players taking trickle damage, nothing too insane. This poor Banshee going to die at some point. Mutalisks just following it about. We're approaching just gone past the 15-minute mark in this game. Neither player losing catastrophic amounts, just a few thousand resources each. 10 and 7 workers. Quite a few roaches actually went down. That's probably the biggest loss so far for Bly. Good number of banelings in this composition. They need to just get solid connections up against these Marines where possible. But yeah, this is transitioning nicely into the mid-game now. It's all going to come down to control. Oh, the Mutalisks need to be very careful, but Botvinnik gets a massive win there. Takes down at least 5 more Mutalisks. It may have even been more. Picks off another one there as well. This is looking very nice for Botvinnik, dealing so much damage so effectively. Continues to push on round. A few more shots coming down. This hatchery taking substantial amounts of damage. Doesn't get cancelled either. Bly taking a lot of losses there. Banelings come crashing through. We'll take down some of those Marines. But also a lot detonate on Marauders, which isn't ideal. Very little in the form of splash damage. Only 3 tanks that Bly has to worry about at the moment. Waiting to see if there is going to be any further connections. That Thor getting pricked up quickly, but it is going to get taken down. One less threat to those Mutalisks, although their number not really very sizable with only 7 there for now. Botvinnik still positioning, taking down those burrowed banelings. Good check there. Should be able to deny this 5th base as well. Couple more Marines trying to engage here. Those medevacs are going to get taken down. Botvinnik keeping them rather far forward. Interesting decision there. Tank getting a couple of nice shots off. The 5th base being denied is going to be frustrating. It keeps Bly on equal bases with Botvinnik. Botvinnik edging forward, and if we look at his upgrades, he's sitting at 2-2, up against the 2-2 of his opponent as well. So level upgrades, and also quite substantially up in the overall army supply, 130 to 76. Bly is going to take quite substantial losses, rolling those banelings into not too much actually. More coming through. This is using up a lot of Bly's gas. He gets some nice connections with these banelings now though. Picks up a lot of those Marines. Goes for the win right here. Able to take down a lot of the anti-air. Pretty much all of it actually. That means the Mutalisks now free to play and have a bit of fun. Trying to pick off the medevacs and the tanks. Anything expensive that he can possibly find. Medevacs still taking more damage. This is a big loss now for Botvinnik. Their army supplies leveling out. These Mutalisks dealing so much damage. The Marines on the ground really not a match at the moment, but will be better now that a Thor is coming on through. That was an intense minute of action right there, where a lot of losses were taken. Both players losing substantial amounts, but actually leveling out the overall resources lost to near identical. 4th base for Botvinnik, also now coming on through. He's looking to make sure that he stays equal bases with Bly. Grabs another scan just to see if Bly's been able to secure that 4th yet. Just gotta be a little bit careful of these Mutas actually. They're getting a nice bit of damage here. They've got +1 air attack. It's not the most devastating thing you'll ever find, but still, they're doing a fair amount. Pick off a refinery, which is always going to be irritating. Botvinnik going mainly for a bio composition, though, isn't going to be super low in terms of gas anyway. Taking his 4th base now. Puts pressure on Bly to really actually start mining from here. He's only mining from one of the gases. Drop heading through to the natural base. Unit's going to need to be pulled back here. A couple of lings. Not too many. Bly just being controlled nicely. Mutalisks try and actually come and engage, but the trouble is, a couple of them went down. Not ideal. More of a concern is Botvinnik again pushing through towards this 4th. What is there to defend it? A couple of banelings rolling on through. They get taken down quickly. Lowering the numbers. Still 17 there. Siege tanks trying to get in a strong position. The Thor trying to do as much damage as possible. More banelings come crashing on in. Not getting that much damage. This fourth base, if it dies, is going to put Bly in a very, very awkward position. Bly now, going for a counter-attack, knows that he's going to be in a very rough spot. His economy just can't contend at 3 bases compared to the 4 of his Terran opponent. As a Zerg, generally you want to be 1 base up, not 1 base down. The Mutalisk's getting some nice trades there. A couple of big baneling hits onto those Marauders, but Bly's supply dropping quite substantially. Thor's getting some good hits off. Planetary Fortress at the 4th is also going to be very potent. A few burrowed banelings there. Bly frantically trying to bait anything across, but there's the scan, sees it there. Botvinnik playing incredibly well at the moment. A few more shots coming on through. As we see now, the Marines and the infantry count slowly climbing. These two have been trading substantially. 34,000 resources lost at 20 minutes in this game. That's why their supplies are looking a bit lower, but Botvinnik is resupplying exceptionally quickly. Going to be denying another 4th base. And Bly, his economy is just really lacking. He's got a decent amount in the bank. It's just what to spend it on. He's trying to go up into the Greater Spire. But Botvinnik just seems to be everywhere. Behind this, he's keeping up a good economy, keeping up good macro. And it's reflected in the supply difference. The creep spread from Bly, though, has been absolutely brilliant. Spreading these creep tumors slowly forward. Really been on top of that all game, despite it being forced back repeatedly. 5th base from Botvinnik coming on down. The Greater Spire nearly done. A couple of Corruptors coming on through, but is it going to be enough? This push from Botvinnik getting ever so close. The Corruptors just popping out. A couple of those banelings getting detonate. Don't pick off that much though, unfortunately. More scans, more creep tumors getting taken down. The banelings starting to roll on forward. The siege tanks able to force a lot of this out. A couple of the drones transferring, getting caught out of position. Another good shot from the volley, catching a lot of those Mutalisks with splash damage. The Corruptors there. Bly getting slowly forced back though. It's a maxed out Terran up against Bly, who's at 137 supply. These Marines chipping away at anything they can find there, trying to pick off the Spore Crawler just to keep the medevacs a bit more safe. Edging in, the tanks coming forward. Bly frantically trying to morph some of those Broodlords. They could be his saving grace, but will they be enough? The Banelings coming on through. The Broodlings now on their way, but in come the Marines, focusing that down. There's the good game, and Bly gets taken down in this first game.